Welcome to Charmed Intentions. I am excited for today's spell, okay? Because today we're going to do a spell that will force your neighbor to move, okay? And all of my spells are super customizable, so you can even get creative with it and use this to force a desk mate. Say you have someone who's always sitting near you, whether that's in school, whether that's at work, and you want to force that person to move, get out of your space, all of that. You can literally use this for that as well. So it's super customizable and cool. I love this. This is to force a neighbor, traditionally someone who lives by you though, that's primarily what this is for, to get out of there, okay? To move, to find new housing, to get away from you is the main thing. So that is what we're doing today. My Etsy shop is in the description, so if you would like your own private tarot reading, a candle burned on my altar, or my personal custom spell work, that is where you can find me. And let's jump into today's spell. So today you will need a picture of the house or something that symbolizes the house. I'm just using this. I don't want to accidentally like hex someone's real home. You know what I mean? I don't want to print like a stock photo, but someone has moved into that home and then all of a sudden it's like the pipes are bursting and they're experiencing all this turmoil in that home. So I literally just printed like a little cartoon house. So it's like, you know, I don't want to do anybody like that. But you would use the actual picture of the home. And then you're going to need a red candle. You can use a black candle if that is all you have. Black is good for something like this too. Black is really good for banishing. We're going to use red because this is going to force them to move. It's kind of like we're going to make it feel like they have like the itchiest, most prickliest sweater they've ever known to man. We're going to irritate out of their soul, out of their mind, out of their home. You know, we're gonna go more that route versus just kind of like get out, banishment, circumstantial. We're gonna make them hate that home, okay? You know, because sometimes when you're trying to banish and, you know, you make it more about just getting people away from you, that makes people stick around like a bad odor, because it's like they can kind of sense what's going on and it makes them want to stay just to spite. So it's like, no, you're not staying out of spite. We're gonna focus on that home. We're gonna make it inhabitable. So we're going to use that. I got some chili oil here. You can use like chili powder if you have it, but I'm using chili oil. I have some poppy seed, really good for confusion, arguments, you know, tainting the relationship. And then we're going to use some vinegar, really good for clearing, banishing, aggressively scrubbing them out of that place. And you'll need a pen. And let's get it cracking. So first we're going to say our opening invocation just to open up this space, which is just sacred space now come to be. Blessed with light and energy, magic stirs and flows through me. So mote it be, so mote it be. So first we're going to take our picture of the house. We're going to use this as our petition. So we're going to write on the back. If you have the exact address, which you probably do, go ahead and write that down. If you have their first and last names and date of birth, go ahead and write that down as well. For me, per usual, I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to say any and every baneful neighbor who bothers me or causes me problems, in any way, is banished from me now, never to return. And if you want to be super baneful with it, go ahead and do that. They are confused, disoriented, and plagued with bad luck until they leave that home. They believe the home is the problem now, and they vanish. and move away, never to return. Alrighty, so once you have done that, this is what it looks like, just your standard petition with everything written on there. You can be as nasty with it as you want. Now we're going to dress this picture, and as you're dressing, this is the time where you really, whenever you're doing that baneful magic, you really want to go in. So you want to affirm words of negativity, of leaving. They leave now. They hate this home. They are cursed in this home. There's constantly break-ins. Everything is breaking down. The home is inhabitable. Same thing as you're doing the chili oil or the chili powder, depending on what you're using. Go ahead and speak those affirmations of banishment, of disharmony. And then same with the poppy seed, which is really good for confusion, really good for stirring up those negative emotions. And we're going to put that on there. All right. And then we're going to light our candle. So, as you speak over this candle, you want to say exactly what you want to happen. You want to will into this candle, very worst case scenario, exactly how you would like to see it all play out. As this candle is lit, I call towards negative energy, all of the demons of the night, to come attack this home. They may no longer live here. They no longer like it here. Their life is in disarray and disharmony in this home. They are no longer allowed to live this home, and they vacate immediately now. So like I said, you can take this time to really go in. Once you say what you want to say, go ahead and let the candle all the way burn through. And then we're going to say our closing evocation to close it all out. And that is just, the gate closes, the spell is spun, my work is done, the magic won. With darkness I set it free, so done it is, so mote it be. So now that you've done that, let this burn all the way through, and then go ahead and flush this petition right down the toilet. One of my favorite ways to get rid of a petition is kind of like the flip phone. When you used to have a flip phone, it's like, get off my phone, clip, flush it down the toilet, get down the toilet. You thought you was good with down the toilet. I just love that way of getting rid of a petition. And that is what you do, and you are done. That is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's spell to really get that neighbor out of the picture, out of your life, and away from your home. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, or a candle burned on my altar, that is where you can find me. And that is what I have for you today. I will see you in the next one. So mote it be.